So Nick, thank you very much for joining me today for talking about all things employee engagement. Thank you very much. I know that you know this stuff, and I know that we've had many conversations about this. So without further ado, please give us an intro. Tell us about you, your background, and your business.
Well, dear, thanks, and thanks for inviting me, Victoria. And it's lovely to see you again. So my background, 25 years at the Co-op. So my corporate career was entirely at the Co-op. Most of that at the Co-op Bank, through some normal and then some really interesting and challenging times. I mean, I know you've heard of the Bristol Methodist, but I know others watching this may have done also. But so I was part of the bank's crisis management team actually through that, and then latterly at the Co-op Group, working with the food business and the funeral business. So through that, loads of experience. I've seen all the full range of central management disciplines, really. And then at the start of this year, I decided, along with Debbie Strickland, my business partner, to set up Rhythm Solutions. And all we're looking to do is to bring the vast experience that Debbie has, an even longer experience at the Co-op than I do, but to use that experience to benefit and add value to and work with a whole range of businesses and organisations. So we're up and running. We're working with some great clients, actually with a high street bank, with a multi-academy trust, with an online learning business, with a digital identity business. So a real variety of things we've never been involved with before, but we've proven that actually our experience and skills translate and transfer. And so it's reassuring, and it confirms our proposition. It's quite hard to describe what we do, or I find it hard, but risk management and business management are the two pillars. But essentially, we solve problems. We find ways to do things effectively and appropriately and in a simple way for businesses, help them get clear on direction, create the plan, and then implement that plan to help them get there. And the relevance, I guess, of this is that employee engagement is a really important part of that. I'll perhaps talk about that a bit later. But the benefit we bring to businesses and to leaders is that we create capacity, we create space and capacity for those leaders to focus on the things that they're good at, and where their time is better spent on growing and developing the business, on innovating, on making sure their customers and clients are delighted. So that's probably the way I'd summarise the benefits of what we do.
I love that. So, and I mean, you know, it's been awesome to see you and Debbie get your business going and the success that you've had. So, you know, congratulations where you've got to already in really early days. So every time we've met, we've always talked about employee engagement, but tell me what employee engagement means to you and how that's kind of featured in your career, I guess.
Yeah. So employee engagement, to my mind, is the single most powerful tool for any business. And I've seen, so I guess, when I talk about the experience I have, I've had the benefit of seeing things done really well, and I think I've probably learned more from those situations where I've seen things done really badly. I think, you know, lots of attempts at employee engagement as in forcing people to say thank you and all, and you know, just not one of the conversations we've had recently is about authenticity. You know, inauthentic ways of people doing things because they're told to. But actually, and also there's a danger, I think, in making assumptions around the results of employee engagement surveys, because, you know, but some of those can be at a pretty high level, and assuming you understand what's driving a certain result, as it's you know, the conclusion that people aren't happy because you know, they're not paid enough or because they don't like the changes. Well, actually, it's quite dangerous to make that assumption, because it can inform the wrong set of actions, really. But I think back to when I've personally felt engaged, and I know that I would walk through walls for that manager, that boss, that business. Yeah, and that's the importance of it. That's what it means. It's the power of a workforce, of a group of colleagues feeling like that, and working together, you know, being clear on the direction, being clear what their role is and how they contribute to that direction. And the power of that together is massive, which is why I'm firmly of the belief that it's the single most powerful, important tool that any business has at its disposal.
And I guess So my next question was going to be, you know, for the work that you do. So, you know, you put in processes, you put in that rhythm, you put in that structure. And I guess you've already answered that question about how central employee engagement is to the work that you do.
Well, I think it's fundamental, and because I think it's it's some elements. So if I look at the two pillars of the things we look at, so risk management first of all.
Yeah.
So risk management cannot be done well if it's just done at the top or by the person or people with risk in their job title, or it's done as something that's an add-on, an extra. People have to be engaged in it, and to get that engagement. And again, I've seen really bad examples in a number of places of risk or risk professionals talking in risk jargon, patronising or whatever the right kind of term may be, but not helping people understand what risk management is and what their role is. And when that's been done really well, it's really, again, it's powerful because people just get it. And hang on a minute, this is just part of my job. You know, I'm just keeping things safe, really. And I'm spotting things that could go wrong. And in terms of in terms of business management, if part of that is, as I'm doing with a couple of clients, helping them get really clear on their direction. Going through their kind of their mission, their vision, their priorities, and the actions they need to take to fulfill those priorities. But you have to bring people with you, because it's one thing getting a leadership team, you know, aligned and on the same page on that stuff, but you have to move things forward. It's either impossible or significantly more difficult if you don't take people with you, because you need those people to drive the changes required or to hit the targets laid out. So it's fundamental. It's a really easy thing to write a set of priorities or a vision on a bit of paper. It's the trick then is, how do you actually execute and implement that? Well, you need people with you. People need to understand what it is and why, and have the chance to interpret that and ask questions and translate it into their own thoughts. And that's the most powerful examples I've seen of really effective strategies is where people can put it in their own words. They can say the same thing but in their own words, and that's where, you know, people get it. They're playing it back to you in a way that they get. You think, that's it, actually, you've said that thing in your way, and so and you're off.
And they've owned it, right? And
they've owned it,
theirs, and yeah. They understand how they can contribute to it because they've kind of internalized it.
Exactly. And then it's exciting, and then people and then they can add to it and build on it. And because the people out there, you know, working in the important roles right across the organization, they know how to do things, and they know how to achieve targets in a way that senior team often won't, and then they're not close enough. So yeah, it's powerful. In fact, that's the word I seem to keep using. It's powerful.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay, so killer question then. So what is your must-have when it comes to employee engagement then? What do you think? Maybe it's a common thing that you think or your clients need, or something that you think it's got to be in place. What is that?
Two things maybe. So it's communication, but it's authentic communication, and it's so there's to a degree it depends on the size of an organization whether you need to bring kind of a layer of management in. I think about in a co-op, for example, an organization that size, you need that senior management layer to really understand in detail, because you're depending on those people to then undertake that effective communication. Smaller organisations, that's less or maybe not even a requirement. But it's about open, honest, regular communication. I think it's about helping people, and I think through that people feel treated. If you talk to them in the right way and explain things in the right way, give them a chance to interpret it for their own situation, their own role. I think that breeds the people feeling that they believe, they buy into. So I think, so if you want one word from it, I think it's communication.
Yeah, and do you know what? In the survey, the work that we do, it's probably one of the most common things that come up is around communication, and where there's a gap, the employees know it and are asking for more, and I'm usually making suggestions about what great would look like for them.
Well, this is why I think your solution is so powerful, actually, because it's flexible enough to address one of those dangers I touched on earlier, the danger of making an assumption that why people are saying something or people don't feel engaged. So your solution gives that flexibility, so you can dig a bit deeper. There are ways of doing it with focus groups and all sorts of stuff, but actually the kind of the efficiency and the anonymity of kind of a WhatsApp based kind of response, I think is a fantastic way. I wish I'd had that when I was overseeing these things in various parts of the co-op, because it's quite hard when people are sitting in a room to open up. But that's because one-to-one maybe, but then there's a danger that the person asking the questions puts their own lens on it. But if you're bringing information in and it's anonymous, then you can see it there in black or white or whatever colour you use. But yes, I think that's why it's such a great solution.
Oh, thank you very much. Well, I think we could go on for much longer, but thank you very much for
my pleasure. Thank you.
So it's about employee engagement in your business, and good luck.
Brilliant. And to you. I'll speak to you soon.
Thanks.
Take care. Thanks for